Summer may be winding down, but the dangers of rip currents has not leveled off at all. We've been reporting on 2 recent tragedies on the shore.
And a 31-year-old man in the water with his kids died after getting caught in a rip current at Seaside Heights Beach in New Jersey on Monday. That drowning death came the same evening that a 77-year-old woman died after being pulled from the water in Manhattan Beach, Brooklyn.
And recently, a member of our Eyewitness News family experienced what happens when you get caught in a rip current. She was at the Jersey Shore, so we brought in Nina Pineda, because you experienced this firsthand.
Yeah, thank you guys for drawing attention to this, because we've all covered drownings due to the grip of a rip. And I bring this up because I'm a strong swimmer. I was on the swim team. I swam in the ocean every day last week, and was just no match last Monday for the rough power of the ocean. And it wasn't a rough day. That's why I'm saying you can be really caught off guard.
Yeah.
It wasn't a day where the waves were particularly hard. Yet Chris Piero, a Manasquan lifeguard, had to pull me out of the surf. I talked to him this morning about what he saw. He said you were actually between 2 rip currents. So I'm watching you and your family. They whistled and they said move left. You know, when they whistle and everyone looks up and they're telling you to move. Yeah. They're telling me to move because they could see I was at a rip current. I went from standing on a sandbar and swimming and catching waves 1 second to just being swept away, far away from them, sucked out. I'm trying to swim in, can't get anywhere, getting now really out of breath. I'm a swimmer, so I just keep swimming against the current. Then I'm finally like, let me swim to the side. He shows up with a flotation.
Oh, sorry.
He shows up with a flotation device and says, do you need help? And I did need help, and he did need to pull me out. Same thing happened to our colleague, Michelle Charlesworth, this week. She also, she was on the swim team too. And she was 100 yards away, had to get pulled out in Belmar. So thank you to Chris Piero, the lifeguard there, who managed to get out.
She put her hand up to show that she was in distress?
Yeah, well,
Michelle?
she did. And likewise, so did my daughter. This is my own personal video I wanted to show you.
Can we show that again?
Of Jolie, my daughter, probably 4 or 5 years ago. We were all in, the red flags were up.
Second time dealing.
She is there at the top of the surf. That's my husband. He goes running in to try to get to her.
Right,
now he's an athletic, strong guy. He can't even get to her that quickly. But then you see another Manasquan lifeguard zip out to help her because she was smart enough to put her hand up and say that she needed help. So I'm saying, as a mom and as a swimmer, if I wasn't clued in on the dangers and the power of the ocean, like having to see your daughter almost drown and be rescued and then have yourself this happen to you, that's why this happens to so many people. You can be an experienced swimmer. You can have seen tragedy like this unfold before you.
Notice she's not that far out, Joe.
Yeah, she's not that far out. But the red flags were up. Luckily, there was lifeguards on duty for me and for her.
Wow, just incredible there.
Yeah,
and seeing the video, the fact that you had that recorded.
And the fact that the water wasn't that deep too, that was one thing that you have to emphasize, that it only has to be waist deep for you to get swept out in a rip current.
And you can step off a sandbar 1 second and then just you can't feel in the next second, that's when you panic.
So scary.
So let's bring in someone who deals with this every day. Joining us now is Harry Harson, Chief Lifeguard in Belmar, New Jersey. Harry, thank you for joining us. So when families are heading to the beach, what should they be looking for to spot a rip current before they even get in the water?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Well, typically the average person is not going to know, what a rip current looks like. So I would advise them to go up to the lifeguards and say, how are the conditions today? Is it safe to swim? And they'll tell you where to go. And typically you want to swim between the green flags.
So let's say someone does get caught in a rip current. And we know that this can happen fast, as we just heard the account from Nina. What's the first thing that they should do?
Well, what normally happens is when you get caught in rip current, you start to swim to shore, you fatigue, and then you panic. Obviously, the lifeguards are on duty. They're going to know this, and they're going to whistle you to try to move you to out of harm's way. But if you are caught in a rip current, you want to signal that you're in trouble. You want to yell. You want to wave your arm, and the lifeguards will probably already be on their way out there to get you. So that's the most important thing. Swim parallel to shore. But if you're not even able to do that, let it take you out a little bit. They usually only go about 50 to 100 yards, and then you can calm down and stay afloat and come in when it dissipates.
So staying calm, so key in a situation like that. We've seen these recent incidents that we've been covering. What stands out to you from both the case we saw there at Jersey Shore, also in Manhattan Beach.
The things that stand out to me the most is that people don't heed the warnings of the lifeguards. They don't listen. I would say 99% of any drowning is after lifeguards are off duty. So if you look at the water and you see that it's rough, use common sense and don't go in when the lifeguards are off duty. That's the most vital information I could give you. If you're going to do it, don't go in alone, don't go in at night, and certainly don't go in when you're impaired.
Yeah,
That is
such a good point.
Such great advice. If the lifeguards are on duty from 10 to 6 or whatever the time is, that is the window that people should be swimming. Absolutely. Harry Harson, Chief Lifeguard in Belmar, thank you.
46 years
Thank you very
experience
much.
he has.
He
Yeah,
knows
he's
his
seen
voice.
it all.
6 years
Yeah.
experience. You know what I talked to him earlier. He said the weird thing was this year is the sandbars. There's so many sandbars, more than any other year, and it gives this false sense of security. Hey, I'm standing around, and the next minute you're just not. Wow. So 80% of nationwide, 80% of the rescues have to happen because of rip currents. Please recognize these dangers. Please go to our website and learn how to save yourself if this happens. And absolutely, like he said, swim when lifeguards are present.
You're putting yourself in danger, others in danger as well, having
Absolutely.
to go in there and save you. No matter how experienced of a swimmer you are, you heard Nina, your whole life you've been swimming.
Yeah.
It was tough for you. So just
Really, really important conversation. Thanks for sharing
Thank
that.
you guys for having me.
Appreciate it.